Hey, this is MassX with a brand new The King of Fighters AFK video. Yes, it has dropped in approximately the last 24 hours or so. So we're going to dive in and talk about this game and give you a look, as well as talk about how to approach it and see if this is something you're interested in playing. Now, this game is brought to you by Netmarble, and if you didn't know, they are basically slowly building a conglomerate of idle games. You now have this one, The King of Fighters AFK. Of course, prior to that, they released the 7 Deadly Sins idle, and before that, they had, of course, 7 Nights idle adventure, and also pushed in between there, they also had the Tower of God New World. All those different idle games. And this one, if you played 7 DSI or 7 Nights, then you're going to notice a lot of similarities in the basically mechanics of how this is going to work, even though they put a nice new skin on it and changed a few things up to make it look more like it was built for the King of Fighters. So this is going to be your main home screen for the game itself. You're going to have your idle area where you're going to be pushing against the bosses and the stages. Pretty self-explanatory there. On the bottom left hand side, you're going to be able to look at your library of characters of what you have. And your red characters are your legendary characters. These are the most powerful characters in the game. Then you have your uniques are yellow, and so and so. If you open up one of these characters, you will see the breakdown of that character from level, as well as its different stats and skills. And it will also even tell you how it's going to proceed in battle. So this one is going to go first after the nearest enemy first, is who this particular character would hit. And if you click on any of those skill circles, you will get the breakdown of what the character does. You've got your strike, your grapple, as well as your passive skill, finisher skill, active skill, all that there. Your normal skill, strike, is basically your normal attack. So there's not really going to be a cooldown or anything there. Then you're going to have an active skill with also a strike again for this particular character. And then a finisher skill on this one is a grapple. And usually there's nothing that's going to be able to prevent that from happening. For instance, when you look at this character, you're going to see the finisher skill is a blast, which means it can be possibly, lack of a better word, dumbed down because you have stats in this game, such as evasion, so that has the ability of possibly being missed on when a character goes to hit you, or your dexterity to go the opposite way for that. So again, real simple. You just can look at the stats and see, but those skills are basically what you're going to be paying attention to. And some characters, even on top of it, tells you where they need to be placed to get additional effects. So pay attention to your characters. Some of them will say they have to be on the front row or back row. Like as I was just speaking about before, at the bottom of this particular character, it says on the passive skill, you increase dexterity by 20% when placed in the back row. So you do need to pay attention where you place your characters in this game. And there is a formation section, so pay attention. Whatever the characters are that you pick out to be in your team, make sure none of them need a specific placement, because the auto deploy will not do that for you. But again, I'm not trying to get too in-depth with the game right now. This is kind of a first look, but I just want to give everybody a feel for it. You also have a photo cards area that you're going to be able to pull for these. It will give you additional stats, as you can see right there. And as you get further along, you'll be able to open up more of these. And you have your codex. If you've played any of the other Netmarble idle games, then you know exactly what this is. As you pull characters, as you dupe them up, you will be able to get additional stats through this area, and it will light up. You'll know when it happens. Back to the main screen, you're going to see there's a Lucky Ride section where the little motorcycle is right there. That is going to be basically like your equipment. Think of it that way. You're going to be able to constantly pull on that, and it's going to keep improving. And when you pull some that are sitting in your backpack, you can hit the sort button. I don't have any in there. I thought maybe it's someone pull since I'm just running a lucky ride right now. But you'd be able to hit sort, you hit OK, and you'll either put those into the row you see below or give you some currency back because you're not going to be using them because they're not as strong as what you currently have. Pretty simple stuff there. Also, if you've played any of the other games from netmarble, you know, their idle area, then you're going to be very familiar with this tier system for your attack, defense, /pen, and HP. It will just constantly, as you build up your gold, you'll keep leveling it up. Really easy peasy, straightforward. Now under this area right here, a lot of this stuff hasn't opened up yet because it's been less than 24 hours. You're going to notice it opens in 11 minutes. The support center, Temple of Faith, some are in 3 days, etc. Some is in 1 day. Right now we just have the Nest Lab, which will give you additional stats as you get the necessary item for this. The cores, once you do, you can get more stats added to your particular characters on your account. Like this one's going to give an EVA plus a 5%. So again, same thing. As you just get the resources, you're going to keep building it up. If I get enough views on this video or I continue to play it for a longer period of time than I expect, then we'll talk about some of these other areas that haven't technically opened in the game. Moving on to another area, you're going to have your dungeons. Your starter dungeons are where you're going to open up first. That's your gold dungeon, your shadow training hall, which is experience, and the city of vengeance, which is the fuel for the equipment area that I was just showing you before. You also have an elite dungeon area with a research lab, and then the Void Sanctuary, which is opening in 10 minutes, ironically, and Twilight Ruins in 1 day. Again, like I said, it's less than 24 hours, so they are staggering to release a lot of this stuff. Are going to be more dungeons. That's one thing they do have here. There's going to be another set right there that opens in 10 minutes. And then the team battle section. This is kind of your arena. You have ranked battles, and of course there's going to be league battles once it's been going on for long enough. You have your area of dueling. If you've again played any of their other idle games, then you're going to be very familiar with how this is set up. You're just going to hit duel, and you're just going to pick somebody to duel. Hopefully not somebody that you'll lose to. And boom, you're off to the races, and they are just going to go ahead and do battle on against each other. Now there's something else to keep in mind with some of these characters too. When you do boss battles, some of the characters' effects may not work effectively against the bosses, so you do want to pay attention to what you are using when you play against bosses in this game. Moving on from there, in the next tab over with the little red dot at the bottom, this is going to be your club section, your guild area. You've got guild details, you've got a club dungeon, you've got a club shop. There's another area that's currently under construction that's not open. So yeah, so you join the club as soon as you can. They'll give you some access to some more goodies. And then that last little button, of course, is going to be the area where you can do your polls. You've got your summons right here. Again, I sound like I'm repeating myself, but it is just the reality of the situation. If you've played any of their other idle games by netmarble, then you know exactly how this system works. Right here, your summon fighters section is going to be using your basic currency. This is our new banner for Kios, this summon. And then they also have the Fury Synergy Fighter summon, where you're going to be able to get tickets for legendary fighters. You can acquire the currency in the game or purchase it yourself. You're going to come in here, you're going to be able to pick, and that's it. It's that simple. Now on top of that, now this game does have a little bit of a difference with the photo card summon area. Right now there is only one available to go ahead and roll from, and I haven't received much currency in reference to that yet. And then there is a premium summon. Yes, there is. Of course there is. So you can select and pick your target, whoever you want, and boom, there you go. So nothing crazy. In your shop, you're going to just have all your different packs. Pricing seems to be incredibly similar to 7DSi. Your daily shop, which is going to have your bonus shop and premium shop, and the special shop, which are going to have things that they like to do, netmarble, where if you want to pay for monthly ad removal, it's $5 a month. There's a premium buff monthly perk, etc. Lifetime perk packs. You know, they pack this in netmarble and all their idle games over the last few years. The game is going to tell you what to do half the time just to keep progressing things. So just follow what it says to do. You're going to want to keep leveling up your characters as you can when you get to the next section of levels. There's all sorts of goodies going on right now. There are, I believe, 2 gift codes active. I'll put those in the description. On top of that, of course, you've got your 3,000 summon starter missions that you're just going to be able to do from playing. There's some events like the exchange shop and stage clearing event. There's a navigation area, and of course there's all sorts of passes in here if you choose to go that route. In addition to that, of course, the Kyo summon area, there are different things going on. There's missions to go along with that. There's a pass where you're going to be able to collect some of the currency to pull on it. Of course, the summon, which we already looked at, and of course the shop, which is going to be selling different packs, in particularly in reference to this particular character. But that kind of really wraps it up as just doing a quick look, quick overview. There's a little roll section here that you can roll for more stuff. You know, it's an idle game. It's trying to keep you as busy as possible when you're on here because they don't want you to log off, and because you're not actually doing any real gameplay, they have to keep you engaged one way or the other. Doesn't mean it's bad or good. It's just how these games are set up. In particular, especially a game like this. It looks nice, you know, it's the pixel characters, so if you're into that, great. If you're a fan of King of Fighters, you may really enjoy this. It's really just going to be personal preference on this time. There's nothing bad about this game, and if you've played 7DSi or any of the other netmarble idle games and you enjoy them and you like the King of Fighters IP, then you probably will like this a lot. So recommend jumping in and giving it a shot. If it's not your cup of tea, then yeah, I would say skip it. You're not really going to be missing out on anything. So with that, as always, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. Have a great day.